What's the best parting gift that you left for your teacher? The last week of my senior year, I decided I wasn't going to leave quietly, not because I hated my teachers. Actually, because I loved them. Especially my chemistry teacher, Mrs. Parker. She'd survived 4 years of me asking ridiculous questions like, what if we accidentally invent a dinosaur? Or, can I get extra credit for not setting the lab on fire? She always laughed, mostly. So when my family announced we were moving across the country the day after graduation, I decided Mrs. Parker deserved one final memory. Monday morning, I walked into class carrying an enormous cardboard box. She narrowed her eyes immediately. What is that? A class project. We don't have a class project. Exactly. She sighed. I already don't like where this is going. Inside the box were 100 tiny rubber ducks. Every single one had a different facial expression. Before class started, I secretly hid them everywhere. Inside cabinets, on the projector, behind textbooks, balanced on ceiling pipes. Even one wearing safety goggles inside the emergency eye wash station. Mrs. Parker didn't notice a thing until halfway through class. A student opened a drawer. Duck. Everyone laughed. 5 minutes later, another student found one inside the supply closet. Duck. Mrs. Parker looked confused. By the end of the period, 12 ducks had been discovered. She crossed her arms. Emily, I know this was you. I smiled. You can't prove anything. The next day, she walked into class and immediately spotted another duck sitting in her coffee mug. She removed it without saying a word. Then another appeared inside the attendance folder. Then one taped underneath her chair. She looked genuinely concerned. How many of these things are there? I shrugged. Enough. By Wednesday, the entire school knew about the mystery ducks. Teachers from other classrooms started bringing found ducks back to Mrs. Parker. The principal found one wearing a tiny paper tie inside the front office. The librarian discovered 3 reading library books. Even the janitor found one riding the floor cleaning machine. Mrs. Parker announced, if anyone finds another duck, don't tell me. I've accepted my fate. By Thursday, students I'd never even met were helping hide the remaining ducks between classes. It had become a full school operation. Friday, my very last day, Mrs. Parker stopped me at the classroom door. I know this isn't over. I smiled innocently. What isn't? She shook her head. I've taught for 26 years. I've never lost a battle with a student. I reached into my backpack. She sighed dramatically. Another duck? I handed her a framed certificate. It read, Official Duck Detection Champion. Ducks found 97. She laughed so hard she had to sit down. Then she looked at me. Wait, 97? I nodded. Her smile slowly disappeared. There were more. I just waved goodbye and walked out. 3 months later, I got an email from one of my friends. Subject line, she found another one. Attached was a picture of Mrs. Parker holding duck number 98. She looked both exhausted and impressed. A year after graduation, I came back to visit. The first thing Mrs. Parker said wasn't, how have you been? It was, I found number 99 during summer cleaning. Then she leaned across her desk and whispered, I'm never finding number 100, am I? I smiled. Probably not, she laughed. You are absolutely impossible. Then I finally told her the truth. Duck number 100 was never in the classroom. I had hidden it inside the clear plastic cover of her classroom clock. She looked up, stared at the clock for about 5 seconds, then burst out laughing before climbing onto a chair to take it down. 2 years, that duck had been silently watching every chemistry class. Mrs. Parker still has all 100 ducks lined up across a shelf in her classroom. Every new student asks why they're there. She always smiles and gives the same answer. They're from one student who somehow turned my classroom into the longest game of hide and seek in school history. And honestly, I can't think of a better graduation gift than making my favorite teacher laugh for 2 whole years after I was gone.